Around the Table on Harrison's Original, KHOZ.
Here today for the weekend, a long weekend for us.
Yay.
July 4th.
Yeah.
Independence Day. Firecrackers.
What do you think of when you think, the first thing that comes to mind when you say July 4th?
July 4th firecrackers, probably. Yeah. But I know what it's
what
meant
the meaning,
to be. Yeah.
why we celebrate it.
Yeah, what is it? The bombs bursting in there gave proof through the night
that the flag
is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very patriotic celebration.
Yeah. And, we did a little story the other day that patriotism is on the decline.
Yeah.
Only, 40% or 48%? Something like
I'm
that.
not really surprised when you look at the big picture of the world today.
Yeah.
It's disappointing,
and
but I'm not surprised.
How quickly did it become tainted?
Maybe
what I mean?
it was
It's just
slow progress that way. I don't know.
Well,
it seems like within the last 8 years it's been
us being older, we have a perspective from the past.
Sure.
And I think the younger people don't, so they don't think anything's wrong.
This is just the way it is.
Yeah, just the way it is. I think that's the way it is with every generation.
Sure.
You just have to live with it.
Yeah.
And
we can tell them about it.
Yeah. And our parents and grandparents saw it totally different too. They went through, the Depression.
I'm sure they didn't go buy fireworks at whatever cost a pop. You know?
Yeah. So, well, we hope everyone has a relaxing day off and they get to spend it with some family and be safe. Yes.
Most definitely. And we want to mention, don't forget about Fire in the Sky.
Oh, yeah.
Sponsored by Kinetic, and that's on 4th of July, so tomorrow. And there'll be events down on the square at 10 a.m., the Cake Shop Children's Parade, 11 a.m., Let Freedom Ring, which is sponsored by the Daughters of the American Revolution.
Oh, yeah, we did a little interview with that. That's going to be nice.
So go back and watch that this week if you missed that.
Yeah.
And then at the soccer complex at 5 p.m., the gate and competition registration open. There are different events after that. Live music by 7 South, Impact Tees T-shirt competition, DQ ice cream eating, Buckets hot wing eating, and posting the colors by the Boy Scouts. That starts at 8:30, and then the fireworks are, dark 30, which is estimated at 9:30.
Right. Okay.
So, go watch their special to do this year.
Yeah.
Because they've got a little something extra planned.
Yeah, it's still just getting dark around 8:45.
I was amazed.
Yeah.
I was trying to take a picture of the sunset last night, and I kept waiting.
Yeah, I know.
Where is the orange part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But aren't the days supposed to be getting shorter now?
Oh, yeah, we've already done the solstice.
Yeah, we did the
solstice, so
yeah, so
we're on the downside.
We're on the downside, yeah. Can count we can.
Don't.
I think it's a minute a day or something like that. Less.
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know?
No.
Why? you like this time?
I like this
like
this season. Yeah.
So when's your next big trip? Your diving trip?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yet we do not want. We don't have one on the books.
I know you pulled one on me the last time you went. You just go. Oh, by the way, we are leaving in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I did.
Do you track the water conditions or what do you do?
It's all dependent on other people.
Oh, who's the other people?
Well, whoever Richard's, I'm going to call them clients.
Oh,
it's all dependent on
do
if
it around his
someone.
work.
I do. I have to.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, when he can leave easier when one of the doctors that he helps service with his business with his whatever
Right. Yeah.
is on vacation.
Okay.
And that happened last time, and we went, all right,
We're out.
We're out. But we haven't really gotten that far, and we're keeping our grandson a little bit.
Oh, boy.
Here and there. So there's some of those days thrown in.
So you may not be able to.
Well, we will, but I just don't really know when.
Well, your diving days may be limited.
They may be
They may be over with.
Well, no, I don't think they're over with, but I think they're maybe less easy to book, which is fine.
Now, do you have a face mask, or do you have that full?
No, I got a face mask. I'm not doing the full thing.
Why?
I don't like it.
You don't like the full thing? Why? What's wrong with it?
Well, I think it's bulky and crap.
Well, you
and
can
I don't want
talk. You can talk with it. You don't.
Okay. Do you want to? Have you priced those things?
Price is a factor.
I'm sure
okay.
price is a factor, Dan.
Oh, I thought they'd be just $1 or $2 more than just the face mask.
I don't think so. Not with. If I'm going off, I have that talkie thing in my motorcycle helmet, so I can talk to Richard.
Right.
Well, it wasn't cheap, so I can only assume that something that goes within 100 feet down and all that has to be developed in a way to support that.
I've seen those. I think those are kind of cool.
They are cool.
Yeah.
It would be neat to be able to communicate, but for now it's, all that kind of stuff.
All the little.
You better know your hand signals.
Okay.
But the most important one is up and down.
Up
you
and
got to
down.
remember that. Yeah.
What's the one for you're getting low on air?
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Like,
Gotta go up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you got to know some of them, but pointing out a certain kind of animal is all in hand signals. Hammerhead,
Yeah. What if you
thing.
see one and how do you get your person's attention
Dude,
if they're?
that's a genuinely good question.
Do you need a
Because
strobe light or
these
something
guys
down there?
have to. I mean, the marine life doesn't hang around to get your picture. Get their picture
and
taken.
it's a 360 type of
Right.
situation. You're looking up and down and around, and
Right. And
you could be looking one way, and they could be looking another way.
I can spot something, and Richard tends to dive higher up than I do because he uses more air, and that allows him to go longer. Because the further down you are, the more you use air quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I've tried. I'm like,
trying to make noises.
Make noises or something, because I'll see something and he's got the camera, and I'm thinking this would be cool for a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll look for him sometimes, and I can see his bubbles, but I don't know where he is because he's dropped down behind a little area to see things within the crevices.
Right.
Anyway.
And you always go with somebody other than just you and
do.
Richard.
Well, we go with a dive guide. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not. We
Out there
have
in the middle
dove
of the
by
ocean.
ourselves before, on a shore dive kind of thing, and I prefer to have someone that's guiding me, and I don't have to navigate.
Mm.
They do the navigating, so yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, I don't know when my
Interesting.
next trip is,
Okay.
but you know what? You'll be the second to know.
Yeah, I know that. Oh yeah, by the way, Dan, we're going to be gone for a week.
Well,
so deal with it.
I'll tell you a day or two here and there. And I mean, I've told you one where I'm going to be gone this month, but you probably don't remember what it is or what it's for. But you I have to remind you.
You had a wedding or something you had to be to, but
I'm taking my brother to the doctor's.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
But just it kind of probably sits here and then goes. Boom.
Okay. We have been. I'm yawning.
You
Sorry.
are yawning.
Sorry.
Am I boring today or what?
No, I'm just.
You need a day?
I need a day off.
Okay.
I'm going to take tomorrow off if you don't mind.
Okay.
We've been talking about the weather for the 4th of July, and here it is.
Yep.
We got a little chance of rain all of a sudden in the forecast. So you want to tell us all about it?
Well, today is sunny with a high of 89, and then tonight will be mostly clear with a low of 68. It's kind of pleasant in the morning in the 60s.
Yeah, it has been.
And then tomorrow for Independence Day, isolated showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m. Sunny with a high of 89, and a chance of precipitation is at 20%. Then Friday night for your fireworks events, partly cloudy with a low of 69. So it ought to be pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, mostly sunny with a high of 91. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low of 70. And Sunday, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Partly sunny, High 89. Sunday night, partly cloudy with a low of 70. And then on into next week.
Yeah, end of the work week on Monday. It looks like a 40% chance of showers happens with maybe some thunderstorms. High 89, low 69 for Monday night. And then 40% chance of showers continues Tuesday, 20% on Wednesday. 40% on Tuesday, 40% on Wednesday. Highs are in the low 90s, and the lows are in the mid 70s.
Well, there you
go
with your forecast. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, now we've got a topic to ponder for today, and I've got one for tomorrow, but we're not going to be here. But I'm going to.
Sorry.
Have you got a podcast going on over there?
No, I was looking up somebody's name, and it started playing music.
Anyway, we've got a topic to ponder, and we have been contemplating what it would be like to be a notorious villain.
Yeah.
So instead of being a superhero, I've decided that I don't want to throw you in the mix.
You'd rather be a villain.
I guess so.
That's what it sounds
Villains
like
have
to
more
me.
fun, right?
Yep.
Anyway, let's do our topic to ponder.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Okay. You want me to read it?
Mm-hmm.
If you were a notorious villain, what absurd law would you enforce as supreme villain? Again, if you were a notorious villain, what absurd law would you enforce as a supreme villain?
Yes.
What
I
would
would
it be?
make parking meters mandatory again.
Oh, really?
Everywhere you park, you gotta, and I would be the recipient of all of the parking meter money.
Oh.
See, that's villainous.
That is.
Yeah.
That's robbery.
And I would have henchmen going around collecting and writing parking tickets.
You have to pay your henchmen.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I would do.
that's not very nice of you.
Yeah.
Well, I want to read some of the choices
here's
that
some
Dan
choices,
gave
yeah.
because I picked one of those. I couldn't think of one. A is all people must speak in pirate accents on Tuesdays. I kind of like that just because it's funny. And then B, no pants allowed, only capes.
Ooh, boy.
C, every pizza must have at least one jelly bean. Woohoo! What? D is my choice, which is national nap time from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. every day.
Okay.
So, but we want to know your thoughts. And we have 3 comments on here. Well, one of them is mine. But Bill Boswell said D, which is nap time.
Okay.
Robert Phelan said D, but I fail to see the absurdity of this choice. If nap time could be taxed, it would be in the BBB.
There you go.
Okay.
You just gotta,
Everybody wants nap time.
To be a notorious villain, you got to tax or charge ridiculously to someone,
Right.
like parking meters.
Because that's not a ridiculous thing, really. National nap time. I think that's pretty legit. They do it in Mexico, siesta, all that
Make
mess.
people, you force people though. It's a forced
deal.
Yeah, it's an enforcement. Okay.
So you're like law.
It's nap time.
Go take your nap.
Yeah, go take
Kind of
your
like
nap.
it was in kindergarten. It is nap time. Get out your mats and lay down and be quiet.
Don't you remember when you were raising your kids and you said, "Okay, it's time for a nap,"
Yes.
and they've gone, "No, I'm playing.
Yeah,
I'm having."
yep.
That's the reason.
Right.
You
Yeah.
kind of take control.
You took control. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we want you to go to our Facebook page and find the graphic with the little squirrely little mean villain picture on it and give us your thoughts.
Yep.
Please.
All
Please,
right.
please.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
Today
Okay.
in history, The Doors, deals with what? Excuse me. In 1971, 54-year-old singer Jim Morrison of The Doors died in Paris at age 27.
And he had a hit song called "Light My Fire."
He did.
Also, in 1978, 47 years ago, the Supreme Court ruled 5-4 that the Federal Communications Commission, that's the FCC, was within its rights to reprimand a New York radio station, WBAI, for airing George Carlin's comedy routine, 7 Words You Can't Say on the television. Using none of the words, Carlin reacted to the decision.
We know what those 7 words are, too,
Yes,
don't we, Dan?
we try not to say them,
Yes.
ever.
And then July 3rd, 1985, 40 years ago, Universal Pictures released the time travel comedy Back to the Future.
Yeah. And then in 1986, 39 years ago, President Reagan led a gala ceremony in New York Harbor at which the torch of the newly renovated Statue of Liberty was relit.
Okay. And 37 years ago, an American Navy cruiser, the USS Vincennes, shot down an Iran air passenger jet over the Persian Gulf, killing 290 people on board. At first, the United States claimed that the jet was an F-14 fighter. But later in the day, Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman Admiral William Crowe admitted the plane, or Crow, I should say, admitted the plane was a civilian craft.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
And then here's a birthday cut. Actress and singer Betty Buckley was born 78 years ago. While many of you might know her best for her playing stepmother Abby on 8 is Enough, Buckley is a revered figure on the musical stage. She won a Tony for originating on Broadway the role of Grisabella in Cats. And that song was Memory.
I was fascinated with her on
really?
on 8 is Enough. Anyway, and then Tom Cruise was born 63 years ago. He's among the most popular and highly paid movie actors. He had a big hit early in his career as a Navy pilot in Top Gun.
Yeah, he just completed a Mission Impossible movie. Went to see that one, and he's getting older.
He is getting older.
Yeah, he's getting
even
older.
in Maverick, he may have some abs, but it all looks a little different.
A little
a little bit different, like all of us, though.
Yeah, it's kind of sagging in little places here and there. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange was born on this day. He's 54 years old today. He's best known for revealing U.S. government secrets on the website.
What?
Assange was released from British prison on June 26, 2024.
That's what I was going to ask about that release. And then singer-songwriter Elle King was born 36 years ago. X's and O's, you might remember as one of her hits.
And we apologize for not giving you the music in the audio cuts. We were having a little technical problem. Had it all week, so we'll hopefully get that fixed by Monday. We have
Terry Register and Madison Ramsey are here with
Madison
the Boone
Ramsey.
County Library, and they'll be in as soon as we get back from our first break.
All right, we'll do that, and stay with us. We'll be right back.
And Hometown TV, Channel 26.1.
And welcome back to Around the Table. Before we introduce our guests, I missed a reading of an ad, and it's summertime, and the number one thing you think about during summertime, and when you're hot and parched, you think of ice cream.
Of course.
Of course you
yes.
do. And Paradise Cream is right here located in Harrison, and they have summer hours. They're open 7 days a week, Monday through Wednesday from 3 to 8, Thursday through Saturday from noon to 8 p.m., and then on Sunday right after church from noon to 7. So check them out. They have vegan and non-dairy flavors.
We want to mention, too, that they have a brick and mortar in Mountain Home. So if you're
They
in
do.
that area, you can go and get Paradise Cream there
Well,
as well.
if you've eaten all 30 flavors here and you want more flavors, you can go to Mountain Home and see if you can scrounge up a new one.
There you go.
Anyway,
There you
in the
go.
studio we have with us Terry Register and Maddie Ramsey. Hey guys,
Welcome
girls,
back.
Hi. How are y'all?
we're doing good.
We're good.
So you're going camping this weekend,
Yes,
huh?
I am.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Gonna enjoy the summer.
You know what would make it the best experience ever
What?
is if you didn't use your air conditioner.
Yeah, that would be great. Yes, it would be so good. Yeah.
Yeah, she was just telling us that she's taking the camper, but the air conditioner's out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
Got
well,
fans.
you're gonna have to rough it,
Yes,
aren't
I
you?
will.
So what's going on at the library?
We have
You're
a
going to be closed
full month.
tomorrow, aren't you?
We are closed tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes, we close tomorrow, but we'll be back open on Saturday, regular hours. So yeah, so we're still in the middle of our summer reading program, and we are doing stuff 4 days a week. So we
Wow.
are busy. So this afternoon we've got some cup weaving going on at 2:00. On Monday, we got the Arkansas Game and Fish. They're coming, and they're going to be doing colorful fishing lures. We're going to paint our own fishing lures.
Oh, that'll be
Yes,
nice.
that'll
I
be
hope
fun.
somebody does that and catches the biggest fish they've ever caught.
That
with
would
one
be
of
so
those
cool.
suckers.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the 8th, we've got Roll a Picasso. That's at 2 p.m., and that's for ages 12 to 18.
It's what? I'm sorry. Say it again.
Roll a Picasso. So you're going to paint a picture, but you're going to roll dice, and then you've got a sheet that tells you if you roll certain numbers, what you
color?
put is different faces, or how your face
Oh,
is.
that would be
Okay.
cool.
You know, he had all those weird faces and stuff.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So, on the 9th is going to be Rainbow Sun Catchers at 10. On the 10th, Salt Painting at 2 p.m. So,
Salt painting. Okay, you're
Salt
gonna have to give
painting.
me a.
well, you can do it two ways. You can put your watercolors down and then sprinkle a little bit of salt over it, and the salt reacts with
Oh.
the water and just kind of makes like different
Ooh.
shapes. Or you can put glue down, put salt over the top of it, and then you can add your watercolors to make it change colors.
Well, who knew?
So, yeah,
Who knew that?
Different ideas. Pinterest knows. That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
On the 14th, Monday, there's going to be a magic painting at 10 a.m. And the 15th, for our teens, we're going to do yarn weaving at 2 p.m. On the 16th, we're going to do coffee filter butterflies at 10 a.m. And on the 17th, we're going to do pet squishies at 2 p.m. Then on the 21st, we're going to do rock painting at 10. The teens are going to get to do tile painting at 2 p.m. And on the 23rd, paint making with the Amazium, print making with the Amazium. The Amazium's going to come over. It's a museum over by
Yeah.
Crystal Bridges. They're going to come over, and we're going to make print making.
Ooh.
Print making.
Print making, yes. And
Okay.
that's at 10 a.m. for ages 6 to 12. And then on the 24th is our last summer program day, and we're going to be doing God's Eyes at 2 p.m. And the last day to turn in reading logs is Saturday, the 26th of July.
So get everything read
Yeah.
now.
That's right. Get those logs turned in. So, and then of course we don't have any programs for the next week or two after
Okay.
that.
Right.
So
well,
the-
it sounds like you've got a jam-packed
Yeah.
time.
We
Yeah,
are
she's a busy
busy,
woman.
busy. Yes.
The end of July is when kids get ready to go back to school.
They do, that's
so all your
right.
programs will
Yes.
switch from
From
summer to fall
to
and
fall, and yes, we'll do just Tuesdays and Thursdays then for the children.
Okay.
So
all right.
Well, I'm sure you enjoy the summer with it being
Oh, yeah.
so jam-packed and being
It
able to get
is.
more people
Oh, we do.
in
We
the
do.
library.
Yeah.
But it's probably, we appreciate that y'all offer all that.
we do. It's fun.
for sure.
Just wanted to remind you, we have story time with Miss Irene Thursdays at 10 a.m., and that's for ages 0 to 5. And a special note about Miss Irene, she is retiring.
Oh,
Yes, she is. We don't know for sure yet, but we're working on that. So if you want to come and say goodbye to Miss Irene and wish her a happy retirement, we're going to do that July 24th, which is Thursday, the last Thursday of her programs at 10 a.m. So stop on by, say goodbye to Miss Irene, tell her hi. She has people that come by that are adults and are bringing their kids, and
okay.
she had them when they were kids. So
Wow.
she's been
that's
there
cool.
a long
She's
time, and
wonderful.
she's wonderful. Yes.
Wow.
cool.
And what day is the time with her?
Thursday,
Thursdays.
July 24th at 10 a.m.
But I mean her normal
Her normal time is on Thursdays at
Thursdays,
10.
right, at
yeah.
10. Okay.
And so, all right.
Okay.
And we have a new team member. Miss Ginger retired.
Oh,
She did.
okay,
She
yeah.
did
Yes.
retire. She isn't fully gone away. She's going to help out our new director. So just,
That'll
give
make a
her-
smoother
Yes, it
transition.
will.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Our new director.
What's Miss
is-
Ginger doing? She gonna do?
She's just
Just
good.
retiring, huh?
Retired. She's
Okay.
got
None
baby
yet.
showers and weddings
And grandbabies
wants-
on the way.
grandbabies and
Okay.
Wants to go fishing
She's
and
full.
camping.
She's full-time grandmother then.
Yes,
Yeah,
she is.
she's fixing to
Yes.
be in full-time grandmother mode.
So our new director is interim director is Angela Mueller. So
Okay.
we're glad she's with
Hey,
us.
has she
Yeah.
been at the
She
Boone
has
County Library some
volunteered
there?
and
Okay.
some. Yeah, she's volunteered some more and stuff
Okay.
like that.
But she's
so.
interim while
She's
you're
interim. Yeah,
Okay.
while
the
she's
search is
learning
on
all
kind-
the stuff and
okay.
going on. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
All right.
Okay.
So
And then
let's see what the
what
adults
about
Yeah,
you?
we
The
have so
adults?
many fun adult programs going on. Like we said, the library's going to be closed tomorrow. And then on Monday, July 7th, we're going to have a bracelet making afternoon at 1 o'clock p.m. where you're going to come. You can make like embroidered bracelets and stuff or use beads, whatever you guys want. And then this will be fun for some of the older people. We're going to have an 80s. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
That's what you meant.
Sorry, that is not what I meant. We're gonna have an 80/90th trivia night on July 8th at 4 o'clock upstairs. I know. Listen, I'm.
Those old people.
Yeah.
80s, 90s, 80s, 90s. Now we're old people. Madison, you'll never live it down.
It's okay.
I
Madison.
know.
okay.
I know.
We're all right.
I'm embarrassed.
You're all right.
That's okay. Okay, and then on Wednesday, July 9th, we're gonna have steps in our streets again, where you come and we're gonna take a walk around the community. It is going to be so hot, but it was so fun the last one we
Was
had.
it good? I'm glad.
Yes, it was so fun. We walked around town. We got to see the local businesses and what they have to offer. And then we have our evening book club on July 10th, which is next week at 5:15. And then we have the New to Medicare with Hickory Hills again on Monday, July 14th at 2 o'clock in the meeting room. And then we also have Noon Book Club on July 16th at 12. And then we'll have Crazy Color Hour at 2 o'clock on July 16th, where you can come.
Adult coloring.
Adult coloring.
coloring,
And it was so fun last time. I loved it. I had a great time. I was living my best life, honestly. And then, so on Thursday, July 17th, we're going to have a coffee class where you come and you can make some coffee. And, well, I'm the one hosting it. So you can come and I'll make your favorite kinds of coffee and you can come and enjoy and
Nice.
chit-chat.
Just
It's
chill
gonna be,
and chit-chat.
It's going to be like a coffee shop vibe kind of thing. So it's not going to be
The,
anything.
the guys do that like in their coffee clubs. So
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
why
yeah.
not,
So we're bringing
right?
the coffee club to the library.
There you go.
And then on Tuesday, July 22nd at 5 o'clock, we're going to have like a thing. We're going to have it 2 parts. It's where you can make like a clay ceramic thing, like a bowl or like a container or something. And then on the next week, on July 22nd, you're going to be able to come back and paint it at 5:15 in the
Okay.
meeting
So,
room.
are you? Is it something that's going to be fired off? Okay.
No. It's
Oh,
just air dry.
Air dry.
It's just
Okay.
since like it won't be dry that day,
Right.
and you
Yeah.
can come back the next week and
Okay.
paint it.
Okay.
And then on Thursday, July 24th, we're gonna have game night at 5 o'clock, and then the next week, that same week, we'll have the part 2 of the clay making painting at July 29th at 5 o'clock as well.
Okay, so the game night.
Yeah.
Is that like? Do you have a bunch of different?
I just have
do you
a
just
I
pick
just have a
one
bunch of
and
games, and
Board
you're gonna
games,
come
yeah.
in and just chill out.
Bring your friend
Bring
and
your
you can
friend.
play.
Oh, bring your favorite beverage. I mean, do whatever you want. And I'm sure. I've been trying to talk the library into doing karaoke, and I'm slowly getting there. I know. I know.
Do you think those old people can do karaoke?
Yes, I do. I think so. I love karaoke. I'm telling you, this is.
If you're a singer, which I don't know about you, but all three of us are singers. We're like, hey,
listen.
karaoke.
I'm telling you, I have a karaoke machine and everything. So I think it.
You probably use it
Okay.
at home.
Oh, of course I do.
Can-
Of course
can you-
I do.
Can you find music that will go back that far?
80s and
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course I can.
What about even further?
Yes. I can. Yes.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
Bless you.
Oh my god. Oh
You
yes.
kind
So-
of you kind of dig a hole here.
I know,
Sometimes.
and I'm
digging
not
it.
gonna live it
And
down.
then you just
No.
keep going for
We
it.
I'm
keep
just gonna
digging.
keep going, and it's never gonna be
Next
lived
time
down.
we're gonna have to ask you. Oh, how
Yeah.
did the old people do?
Yeah.
Oh me.
Okay.
Well, we
So,
appreciate the
yeah.
Boone
Yeah.
County Library
thank
and
you.
all that y'all
Stop
offer
on
to our
by.
community.
Yeah.
And
Thank
I went
you.
in after your last visit, and I got my library card,
Good job.
which has
Yes.
been forever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Good job.
So yay, I'm at least that far ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay.
Into the game.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Yes,
Thank you.
Well, then we go
guys.
see you in August.
Yes.
Yeah, of
all
course
Okay.
we are.
All right.
Can't get rid of us.
Yes.
Back
Okay.
to school special, I guess.
Back to
probably.
school
I
special.
guess so.
So.
We're going to take another break. Stay with us. And welcome back to Around the Table. We're winding down for the 4th of July weekend. This will be our last day here, so until Monday.
You better preface
Monday.
that.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to, Dan,
Yes.
do you have money in savings?
I've
Not
got a
that
little
that's
bit.
a personal question.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, do you know how much you should have in a savings?
Oh, tell me.
Well, a new report from Investopedia, but whatever, Americans should have at least $35,000 in emergency savings. Now, whether that means you can have
you got that much?
stock type stuff that you could cash in my savings, no, I don't have.
What's the purpose of why are they saying you need that much?
That's 6 months worth of expenses, including food, housing, cars, and medical care. If you don't have that, don't feel bad. But I would say for if you lose your job or something, and you have to depend on whatever's in your safe. I've known people that did that. They've completely went through their kids' college funds or something, because that's the only resource they had to keep things going. But if you have an emergency savings, if you can do that, then I'm sure that you can just dabble
or if you had
that.
some liquid assets that you could
that you
easily cash in or sell.
And
or
I
whatever.
always think that about some of the stocks that I could sell them, but over a weekend you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
But anyway, and it takes a day or two. But,
Do you think you spend $35,000 in 6 months?
I don't know, but Richard and I've kind of looked at a monthly thing, and we have a lot going out that we don't necessarily. It just goes out. We don't think about it so much.
How much of that could you doge?
What do you mean by that?
Cut.
Oh.
Yeah, how much of that?
Oh, I could cut a lot, probably.
Yeah, probably could, yeah.
But, like my mortgage and all that, that's not a small amount,
Yeah.
and I mean, I pay it.
If you didn't have a mortgage, would you?
Would it be different?
It'd be a lot different, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Certainly.
And if you didn't have a car payment.
Right. It would be different.
If people could get to the point where they didn't have those monthly bills, I mean, there's certain things you got to pay for, electric, water,
right,
those kind of things.
But those things like those payments that come in every month like that, if you could do without those, you could save you a chunk. My
biggest, now that I'm older and I've paid off a lot of things, my biggest expense is insurance.
Yeah. And you really can't do without it.
Yeah, and it's gone up quite considerably in the last 3 to 5 years.
And you're talking about health, you're talking about auto, you're talking about home insurance, all those insurances. Mm-hmm. And that can be a drain.
Yes.
Big drain.
Not good. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you been following the Diddy thing?
Well, as little as possible.
Well, I still don't understand what the crimes are. I know there's racketeering.
What were the charges specifically?
Yeah, you looked up racketeering yesterday, right?
I did.
And could you understand what it was?
No, I mean it's just like not in detail.
It's like you're running a racket, right? I mean, you're trying to.
You're saying one thing, but you're doing a different type of deal.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
How many legitimate businesses are doing that? I mean, you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Diddy got caught.
Yeah, there's a couple stories here. Diddy's Diddy found guilty on 2 charges, acquitted on the more serious charges. Rapper Sheen Diddy Combs was found guilty by a jury in New York City in 2 charges of transportation for prostitution and faces a prison sentence of 10 to 20 years. However, he was found not guilty for the more serious charges of racketeering and sex trafficking, which carried possible life sentences. So that's a big thing. And then also, Diddy's homecoming party was scrapped after judge orders him to stay locked up.
But that didn't sit well, probably.
Yeah. Now that Diddy's been acquitted on most of the most serious sex trafficking charges, everyone's wondering, when's the next freakout going to happen? Well, after the verdict was read, his supporters in New York City were dousing themselves with baby oil outside the courthouse.
Oh, for goodness sake.
People don't have nothing else to do. Anyway, the jury convicted Sean Combs of 2 prostitution charges. Each carries a maximum sentence of 10 years, but experts say it'll probably be closer to 1 year.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. And maybe not even that much. If he was denied bail, and he still will stay in jail until he's sentenced in October. So, I think that they will give him,
the least amount.
probably they'll give him a year. They'll sentence him for 20 years, and he'll get out because he's got a pretty good defense team right now, and they'll
figure it
they'll
out.
appeal this, they'll appeal this, they'll appeal this. They'll go through the appellate system, and then he'll get out in 6 months, maybe.
Do you think
before that.
he'll change anything about what he's done?
He'll be more careful.
I don't know.
He'll probably.
Yeah, I can't second guess that.
I don't know. I don't know how prevalent, if it's an addiction or just
a thing.
I don't know. If he
weird-
feels like he can get away with it, I don't know.
No, I don't know either. We do not know. So when you go out on a date, do you feel like you have to spend a lot of money?
Depends on if you mean before I got married or
Any of the above. No, I guess
Oh.
now you're not unmarried, so I guess now.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have to spend a lot of money?
Not really.
On a date?
No. No,
Because
I don't, no.
there's a poll kind of that's it's okay to pull out a coupon at the end of dinner is what this says. It's okay to cash in your neighbor's meal points at your, when
Sure.
you go and eat or whatever. But they're saying that dating or budget friendly dating is in. Now,
Okay.
this may be speaking more to people who are not married or such, but
Mm-hmm.
a new survey found that more than half of Americans are down with using coupons, while nearly 2/3 say they find it kind of hot when their partner or a date does the same and pulls out their coupon.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know that I find that hot, but I find it practical. 56% of those asked say they've been turned off by dates trying to show off with money.
Oh. Well, maybe the whole attitude of the world is changing then.
Maybe so.
Maybe it's becoming
I mean,
more
there's coupons
practical.
for a reason. Maybe they are becoming
Yeah.
more practical and less
Yeah.
extravagant. I don't know.
Well, it's tough when you earn a dollar. That dollar doesn't go very far.
Now, when you're a kid and your parents are help subsidize you, you don't really think about it in the same light as you do when you're paying for it yourself.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
TSA says that this year will be record-breaking travel
Yeah.
for the 4th of July. It says the TSA is now expecting to screen more than 18 million travelers over the holiday weekend. That could be a record.
Wow.
Ditto on the roads. The AAA predicts 72 million Americans will drive somewhere for the holiday. We've already set 2 new airport records for the busiest final weekend in June.
Wow.
And this coming Monday could go down as the worst for highway traffic.
Well, be careful on the
Yeah,
road.
be careful.
Because you're traveling. I'm traveling a
Yeah.
little, but
We're all traveling.
yeah. So a teen was electrocuted, and she was on her phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was a she or he, but
think it was
they
a
were
she,
on
yeah.
their phone, and they say that during being on your phone during a thunderstorm can be as dangerous as flying a kite into some lightning. Just ask the teenager in Russellville, Alabama, who got the shock of a lifetime while watching a video during a downpour over the weekend. Her phone was charging when the lightning zipped through the home's electrical system. She's okay, but lost her memory for a little while. But she's going to need a new phone because I guess it fried her phone. But be careful of those kinds of things because things can happen, such as that right there.
Yep.
And also they say don't sleep with a phone right next to you. I've seen burn spots
Oh,
where
really?
they overheated in the charging
Oh, yeah.
part. Yeah. Anyway, just be
Yeah.
careful.
Well, we're going to take our last break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we got more stuff for you from around the table. I hope you join us. And welcome back to Around the Table. That's right. You can watch the show every morning if you're listening to it on the radio and you have a chance to watch us. We are live every Monday through Friday from 9 to 10.
So all you listeners, if you get a chance to go watch, that's an opportunity for you right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to see what we really look like.
It's a little scary
It's a little scary sometimes. But you can adjust the color.
The color and the contrast and make us
all that
maybe
stuff.
we gain 10 pounds automatically when you're on camera. So, oh well. Oh well.
Oh boy.
Part of life, I
All right.
suppose. All right, what?
I was going to say tomorrow's topic to ponder. I'll let you preface this just to give you a tease. So tomorrow's topic to ponder, it'll be up on our Facebook. Where'd you go, Ann? Where'd you go? Oh, there you go.
I'm right here. I don't have it. I
What are you
had it on
doing?
the floor and I threw it away. The topic to ponder.
Oh, okay. If you were a notorious villain, who would be your quirky sidekick?
Dan Reynolds.
Yes. Okay.
That would be it. No
That would be
lie. No lie. Dan Reynolds.
Yeah, well, we'd have to be notorious villains. I don't know if we can stoop that low,
I have some acting experience, and I have always been cast as the sweet, innocent,
Yes.
that type of thing.
you
Glinda
wanna-
in The Wizard of Oz, not the Wicked, all that kind of thing.
So you want to be the...
So I want to have an opportunity
Yeah.
to do a 180
And you want to wear black leather and a mask?
cat eyes. I don't know.
Yeah,
something,
there you go.
Something.
And maybe some fangs?
Heck
that would-
yeah, and big old claws on my toes too.
Well, here's some answers for you.
Okay.
Some kind of tongue-in-cheek answers. If you were a notorious villain, who would be your quirky sidekick? And we have a sarcastic talking llama with trust issues.
Oh, good grief.
Or a robot that only speaks in riddles and bad dad jokes. be kinda funny.
Okay.
How about a clone of yourself but addicted to cheese?
That would be kind of fun.
Okay. Or here's one that's kind of ethereal, a floating orb that critiques everyone's fashion choices.
Oh, what would your choice be?
Oh, probably the let's see. A clone of yourself that is addicted to cheese.
So one of those that
Everything
sound-
every time you go on a crime scene or after you make a crime scene, you got to leave some Limburger.
That's not cheese.
Yeah, Limburger cheese.
Is
Yeah.
it cheese? I thought it was meat.
No, Limburger.
Okay. I don't know. I guess I don't eat Limburger.
Go buy some. See if you can even find it. It's horrible.
Why do people
It's stinky.
use it?
I don't know.
Is that the one that smells like dirty feet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty bad stuff.
That's really, you can leave it, you can eat it throughout the house and leave your scent everywhere, smear it into people's stuff. I don't know.
Oh gosh. So that'll be on our Facebook page tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6 a.m. So check that out.
There will be no Dirt Road Dirt.
Emojis could fix your relationship.
I forgot Dirt Road Dirt again today. Y'all, this week has been
rough.
squirrely. Okay.
Emojis can fix your relationship.
How can they fix my relationship,
Which is, wait.
Dan?
So now emojis could be a secret to your happy relationship. Scientists at the University of Texas found that messages peppered with emojis are seen as more emotional and romantic than just words alone, and not just among dumb teenagers. They found that emojis also prevented fights and misunderstandings by helping clarify the intent of a message, like whether or not it's a joke or whether it's sarcasm or any other kind of emotion.
You didn't read that.
I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read that.
So, do you feel that way?
Yeah, they help. They help.
They help to describe your picture?
Somebody sent me a message this morning. They said, "I hope you don't mind, but I mentioned you in my biography."
Okay.
And I said, "Yeah, as long as it's not a as long as it's not a conspiracy or something like that. Or I'm not involved in a conspiracy." And then I put a little happy face, like,
Just kind of like,
yeah. I'm not being critical. Go
and
ahead.
You're not necessarily being 100% serious with some of your, you can describe those type of things in an emoji, or you can just put an emoji out there and nobody really knows if you're just trying to,
Yeah.
It's all a bunch of craziness. That's all. So a teen in Tennessee, here's the deal. A new law in effect in Tennessee, and it's hitting teens where it hurts the most. The freedom to drive. Now, how is that? The law says that if a minor is convicted of bullying or cyberbullying in a juvenile court, their driver's license will be revoked for an entire year. And it was passed with bipartisan support. First-time offenders can apply for a restricted license that allows them to drive to school, work, and church, but that's it.
Yeah.
So, I think there ought to be stricter laws on bullying, and I think the schools ought to be stricter about that type of thing. And believe a kid when they say that. Some don't. You have to go with belief until you're proven wrong. Mm-hmm. So,
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea.
I think laws should be followed. I mean, we have them for a reason, to protect the innocent people.
And let's don't get the wussy,
Yeah. Let's see. We talked about Amelia Earhart the other day.
We did.
They have launched a new mission to find Amelia Earhart's plane.
Oh, okay.
It's almost been 100 years since Amelia Earhart, her navigator, and the plane went missing while trying to fly around the world. Now a new team of researchers is headed to the South Pacific to look for that missing aircraft. A satellite photo taken in 2015 shows the remains of a plane off a deserted island about 1,000 miles from Fiji.
Wow.
A team from Purdue University will head there in November to try and dig up what's left of it and find out if it belonged to Earhart. So,
would you like to be that person that gets
to
do things like
that?
that?
Oh, yeah. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's fascinating.
Do you know what today is?
July 3rd.
Hot dog contest weigh-in.
Huh?
This morning is the official weigh-in ceremony for tomorrow's Nathan's annual 4th of July hot dog eating contest, and there's good reason to watch it again now that Joey Chestnut is back. The 16-time champ returns after leaving last year to compete at eating some vegan hot dogs.
Oh, okay.
Apparently they didn't cut the mustard, so he's returning to try and break his record of 83 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Oh my
that's
gosh.
nauseating.
Can you imagine how big your stomach would have to be to take 83?
I would be disgusted. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Now, does he chew those or just down them? Puts one in and just keeps shoving them in.
Can you do that? I have a gag reflex.
yeah.
I can't do that. It's also National Compliment Your Mirror Day. Like, hey, good looking. Yeah. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, American Redneck Day.
Yeah, if you're a redneck, look in the mirror and see if you can find some compliments there. Disobedience Day, that's today, and
okay.
National Eat Your Beans Day.
Tomorrow ought to be gas, a real gas. Okay.
Hey, have a great holiday. We'll see you on Monday.